Hey there, welcome back to Better Days Start Today. I'm Adrienne. I am so happy you're here today. If you're new to listening, this is a space to find small ways to make today lighter and more aligned with who you're becoming. The thing is, we can create our better days right here, right now. So today we're exploring the idea of letting go. And that phrase, letting go, has irked me for a while just because it sounds and feels like this metaphorical, esoteric thing that we do. But what is it, right? How do we let go? Yeah, this has been an interesting exploration for me. I don't know if anybody else can relate, maybe. But it's coming up specifically right now as we're getting into fall, into autumn. I've been just staring at the leaves in the trees in my backyard. On this one bush tree thing, the leaves have been turning to this really deep maroon color. On the other trees, the leaves are turning more of a gold and they're falling a lot. Raking season is about upon me. I've just been watching them and thinking about it, just how they fall and how it's just a natural thing that happens. It just falls away. And the tree goes on being a tree, and then it blooms in spring. And I feel like I'm kind of in that weird esoteric space where I'm talking about nothing as I'm saying all of this. Unless you love a good nature metaphor, in which case, maybe you're on board. Just watching these trees and these leaves has been getting into my heart and my psyche about how I can look at that as an idea of release and how releasing things can open the door to better days. So I just want to offer a moment to breathe. Close your eyes if you can. If you're driving, obviously don't. And imagine a tree in autumn. Think about its leaves, golden, maybe a bright red, a deep maroon, and just visualize them gradually, gently drifting to the ground. And with your next exhale, just imagine something you've been holding on to, leaving with your breath. As it leaves you, space opens up inside you. Just take another breath or two. Okay, so now that we're all in this space together, I felt like maybe a grounding breath would help us get there. Like I was saying, so I'm just staring at these leaves in my backyard. And the thing is, trees don't cling to their leaves. They don't cling to them even though they've been nourished through the summer, from the spring. They trust the cycle. At least the trees that I'm looking at, I have personified them. I have really leaned into thinking about how alive they are. They're not holding on to the leaves, right? It's just part of the cycle. And that's a natural cycle. Just the release. I like to think of them as kind of resting during the winter. And then the spring comes and there's renewal. Part of this is bringing up the idea that so many people that I've been in conversation with, and it's true for myself, is that this year has not been quite what they have wanted it to be or hoped it would be. Things have kind of just taken a different direction. And a lot of it outside of their control, outside of my control. I've been working on, especially since there's 90 some odd days, 99, 98 days left in this year, just letting go of what I thought the year was going to be and trying to really picture and imagine who I see myself becoming despite everything that has happened. Understanding that dwelling, ruminating, telling myself a story about why it didn't happen, didn't go the way I wanted it to, it's not serving me. So by just letting go of that idea and leaning into what is still possible, I feel like that's creating some space. In this idea of letting go, I'm choosing not to dwell on, I'm choosing not to think about, I'm choosing not to get caught up in my mental stories about why something isn't the way I thought it would be. And I've noticed I feel lighter as a result. And it truly does open space for something new. If you're not caught up in why something didn't happen the way you wanted it to, why it didn't go the way you had hoped or the way you had planned, or how some incident came out of left field and threw everything upside down, it frees up space to play with possibility, to see what is still available to you, who you can become, what you can create. And I'm a big fan of trying to create dreams that are beyond even my wildest imagination, just seeing where that takes me. If you let go of the nonsense, the story that you're telling yourself about why something isn't the way you want it to be, why it didn't go the way you planned for it to go, you get to be in the moment today with a lot less baggage. We can't change what already happened. We can't change what happened in the previous 9 months of this year. It already happened. But we can look to the final 3 months of the year and decide what we want those to be for us. I think for some, letting go can feel like failure. Like if you have this goal and all of a sudden you're just not going to pursue it anymore, you're going to let it go. Maybe that feels like failure. But to me, there comes a time for recognizing what no longer fits with the season that you're in. That decision point comes from wisdom and self-trust rather than an obligation to pursue something or pursue a version of you that no longer fits because of whatever may have happened wherever you are in this season, which may be a very different place than where you started the year. I'd just like to encourage you to pick one small thing to let go of today. Maybe it's an unnecessary task, an outdated expectation of yourself, of somebody you care about, a criticism that you've been carrying, whether it's of yourself or somebody else. It may be easier to do a little ritual around the letting go. Sometimes it's not so easy to just push something out of your mind. And that's what I mean, where sometimes it can feel like we're in this flighty space of something that is like, well, what the heck does that mean? How do we let go? Sometimes if we do this little ritual, I write something down, and some people like to burn what they wrote. I am more of a fan of ripping it up into tiny pieces and throwing it away. So write it down, and then whatever your choice is for symbolic release, if you burn the paper, do it safely, tear it up, maybe bury it, or maybe you just simply whisper the thing into the wind that you want to let go. Put it out there into the universe, let the universe carry it away. Choose something to let go of. We all have something weighing us down. And choose your ritual for letting it go. And do it today. Don't wait until next week while it's still on your mind of how it should be different and how you should be different and what you should be doing that's different. Just commit to letting it go. If it's not for you in this season, and it doesn't mean it's not for you forever, but if it's not for you in this season where you're at right now, just let it go. Lighten the load for yourself. A reflection prompt that you could do to write this down, just ask yourself, what am I carrying that feels heavy? What expectations can I loosen my grip on? What would it feel like to not have this weighing on me anymore? Take a minute or two, jot some stuff down, jot an idea down, put pen to paper, and then figure out the way that you're going to release it symbolically. Letting go is not losing. It is a chance to choose freedom, to step into freedom, to step into a lighter way of being when what you are holding on to no longer suits you. It's an opportunity to make space for what matters most. Better days don't happen when we add more and more and more. Sometimes they come when we release, when we stop doing, when we let go. Think about that and how that might apply for you. Remember, your better days, they start today. Thanks so much for spending time with me on Better Days Start Today. If you loved this episode, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the podcast, and leave a review. It helps more people find this space and start creating their better days too. And hey, don't forget to sign up for my newsletter at adriancrowley.com. You'll get exclusive tips, tools, and access to complimentary events designed to support you every step of the way. Until next time, remember, your better days, they start today.